So, guys, just to update you on some things, right? Good morning, everyone. So, when this news came out of this unfortunate coup in Mali, um, when it came out, I was actually disappointed in some things, right? Like seeing people asking Grok if the information is actually credible. These are also, I don't know, they probably are Western people, and that is what they believe. Only God knows what the Western mainstream media, I'm not talking about the CNN, I'm talking about what you people watch, you hold that stays in Western, countries. I'm beginning to try to see that it's like they show you more, or they completely show you the negative side of what happens in Africa. That's what I'm beginning to think right now, because when it happened and I was looking at the comment section, I was looking at the shift. A lot of people thought it was maybe a propaganda or something, right? So by the time the person asked Grok about the authenticity of this information, guess what Grok said? Grok was like, yeah, there is a suspicion that there is a coup in Mali, but that no credible mainstream media has confirmed it. So possibly it's propaganda and it's misleading and it's a disinformation campaign. That's from Grok, the so-called Western, application for fact finding and all of that. So let me say this, right? So when Grok gave the different genders of trusted Western, mainstream media where Grok fact find its own information from, I saw things like CNN, BBC Africa, France 24, RFI. Bro, listen, man. By the time I heard BBC, I lost my mind. And, too, I've heard about France 24 and RFI. So, that there's no, now let me give you more credible intel about this coup d'etat that just got foiled in Mali. I mean, big ups to all of you. I mean, I'm so happy you guys are here with us in this moment, sharing this victorious um period in our history with you guys. It's actually a big win for us. You don't understand. Every traitor capture from the midst of the camp saves the life of a lot of people. You won't understand, right? You won't understand. We'll still, go to Burkina Faso a little bit, but let me talk to you about the French personnel that has been captured in Mali. There are some things you need to know about this French personnel that has just been captured in Mali. Now, according to the information, they said about the urgent failed coup attempt in Mali. They said, number one, known information about Jan Christian Bernard Vezilia. That's the French personnel, right? That was captured. Initially, we all thought this guy was just, some random civilian, was just, in fact, what was told to me was that he was a secret agent from the French Special Forces. Yesterday I actually said some things that there was some collaboration with some neighboring countries, who had special forces from France that has been, training the troops and, the terrorists and all of that. And they've been, you know, from the French, base in neighboring countries that are close to Mali and all of that. But now we have information about this French guy that was caught. I actually said it yesterday that I see that the guy has turned from white to red, and I hope they can sabotage him so that he turns blue. So now listen, because there's a blue in the flag, he has actually turned red, from white. Look at what I said now. If you look at the flag of France, you have blue, white, and red. But the guy was actually white. But after he got caught and maybe, got, he turned red. Now he needs to turn blue. So he has to be sabotaged. If you know the meaning of sabotage, I don't know. You know what I'm saying for you, my brother. So, full name is Jan Christian Bernard Vezilia. Nationality, France. Army Corps. That is his job. Is an army slash corps. Air and okay, his occupation, Air and Space Force, Air Mechanics Officer Corps. These are the designation of his rank in the army. Ranks: number one, second lieutenant in 2001. He was a second lieutenant in the year 2001. In the year 2003, he was promoted to lieutenant. In the year 2009, he was promoted to the role of a captain. In the year 2015, he was promoted to the rank of a major. In the year 2016, he became a lieutenant colonel. And distinction, Knight of the National Order of Merit, October 2020, decree, 27 years of service. Career officially listed in the official journal in the Air Mechanics Officer Corps, promoted to Lieutenant Colonel in 2016. Ladies and gentlemen, according to the information, these are the, profile of the French personnel that was caught in Mali. So, but according to our own sources, these are official sources now from Mali, right? That means French had an agent within that was going to be, working in collaboration with the, the coup plotters in Mali. Now, when we look at this guy in particular, according to our own information, this guy happened to be a Secret Service agent that was working for France. Now, listen, if a Secret Service agent can be working for coup plotters, how many other Secret Service agents had been working for the different terrorist group that has been working, in Mali? France had been trying to, stem on and create an uprising that some group of rebels and, terrorists should say they are Azawadians. He said some group should call themselves, there was another name that was mentioned. You see, France, France is a pest. And every pest will be eradicated with a pesticide. You know what I'm saying? And don't worry, don't worry. We'll reserve our comments for now. Now, going forward, you see, these are the things that I've been talking about. The Western media has been compromised. You don't hear these exclusive informations on the Western mainstream media. And that was why, even though I blocked that content creator that actually said what Pan-Africanism and the supporters of Pan-Africanism does not make sense, that they break relationship with everybody. Don't you imagine? He said that stuff after Senegal. Was it Senegal? After they collaborated with Turkey and they collaborated with France equally, even though the French military base are out of their country. They said they were still collaborating with both France and Turkey, but they are unlike, what it was talking as if the uncultured Pan-Africanists, right? Pro-Pan-Africanist people. You see that kind of statement? It's unluckily for that. Oh man, he said it, and look at the news that came out today. So how we as Pan-Africanists, pro-Pan-Africanist people, not justified to knock France out of, the algorithm of people we deal with. And I equally blocked that guy because of my experience with anonymous links trying to, getting messages that I should stop, speaking on behalf of the AES and all of that. I know I'm beginning to have a voice. I know I have a lot of audience, and all of that. And, that I should talk about the war in Ukraine and Russia that is actually more consequential compared to what is going on in this Sahel. So me rejecting those advances and all of that, and with the money they offered then, and seeing someone speak like that actually made me realize that, okay, it probably must have been, bribed, or maybe he sees Pan-Africanism and the emancipation of Africa and the freedom of Africa as a problem. Yes, I don't know. Some people are like that. Or probably something, maybe he's a pro-Western person. We never can tell. Do you understand? So that is part of the whole big plot. Remember, I said it once upon a time. I said a lot of people, I saw somebody even come to the comment section and told me that somebody like me, I said this many months ago. I know some of our day ones and some of the regulars on this channel, they can remember. I said, there is something wrong. I said, there are insiders in Mali. I equally said at some point that the way troops give up weapon even before they engage the enemy, I said the way they give up a heavy amount of equipment to terrorists, I said there is a comma there. No contact, nothing, no scratch on the vehicle, no bullet hole, no. The terrorists are not yet shooting in the air. The next thing you see is a whole vehicle with hammer, bullets, RPG, everything. You just see it get abandoned. And for God knows, you just hear that, oh, this equipment has been, the troop, abandoned the equipment and ran for their lives. There was no contact. Who gave those orders? Who told those guys to give up those equipment? So that's why I said the coup plotters is just one. It's just one step. The deep cleansing now will start from here. The deep cleansing will start from here. Because there's a lot more to uncover. Because I believe this runs deep. We knew long ago that there is inside involvement, there is inside engagement. When you look at the way some military bases are being attacked and the angles from which they attack this military base, the information the terrorists have before attacking those military bases is of two things. We knew that France's involvement was very, very much known. Then we knew that there was inside information, but it was not something we could say because the pro-Malian people were going to be telling us that what were we talking about. So to save, the emotion of some pro-Malian people, we had to, okay, time will tell. Now it came out now. Now, equally, I will say this again. In Burkina Faso, you see the VDP. I will say it again now. You see the VDP. A lot of caution has to go with the VDP. The Burkinabe Rapid Intervention Brigade, which are the main military component of Burkina Faso, they need to take a proper look at some, not all the VDP, some formations of the VDP. The VDP, there must be serious caution. Some of those VDP, I don't know how the recruitment of the VDP thing, I don't know how it goes. Some of those VDP are allies of the enemy. I'm telling you now, if you like, you take it. If you like, don't take it. And they give weapon easily to the terrorists. What I don't know, what I can't confirm is if they sell the weapon or if they supply the weapon to them. I'm telling you, recently something happened. A camp was, they broke into a camp, and we heard that the guy that was interviewed, the VDP guy that was interviewed, these are unofficial things, right? The VDP guy that was interviewed in that video by the terrorist, that he has some, links with the JNIM terrorists. Let me give you a little bit of clue. The JNIM, 99% of JNIM are Fulanis. They speak Fulbe. The guy that was interviewed is Fulani. He identified himself. Of everyone that was caught, it looks so clean and neat. No touch. And he wasn't touched. He was speaking so comfortably with them. Listen, these are trying times. If a BIR, a Rapid Intervention Brigade unit, is being deployed together with a VDP unit, the BIR unit needs to watch themselves properly, because they might have been deployed with internal enemies. The VDP is a large force. Yes, they are volunteers from, so they have to understand that even among the volunteers, there are saboteurs. We're not going to talk about this again. This is the last time I'm saying it. It's just a warning. The main Burkinabe, security, they have to be careful with how they operate with the VDP. That's all I have to say about that. A lot of people said I should be working in collaboration, feeding information to the government and all of that. But how my channel is just a small channel, and we just give out what we give out as at when we're supposed to give it out. Thank you. Now let's go forward. Part of this inside thing again. Okay, listen to me. There was this bandit that was captured in Nigeria recently. That's, a lot of body shot, left hook and everything, was discharged. It was properly sabotaged. Being a Nigerian, I actually know when the Nigerian troops capture you, even if there are orders that you should not be touched, there is still going to be a little bit of sabotaging. They are still going to decorate you in their own style, even before they give it to the necessary authority. I trust my people. They don't mess around. So this guy has now been taken to the necessary authority, and, further investigation has been made. You know what this guy said? This particular bandit that was caught. Now, remember this. This bandit is a Fulani. I'm not saying that all Fulanis are bandits. This particular one is a bandit. He actually said that they are working with the village head. They are working with some chiefs in the village, and they are working with a lot of insiders in the village. He said they would not have been able to capture or know the escape route, or, they don't know too much about the village unless they got those information from the people within. So he said there were a lot of people within that particular vicinity that fed them the information. Like I said again, don't always look at the external saboteur first. Look at those you have within. The enemies are always within. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? At this point now, when you look at the military, record and the rank of this useless French citizen called Jean Christian Bernard Vezelier, we've been saying France is a pro-terrorist nation for a long time. In fact, we can call the whole nation a terrorist nation now because of, if you can send somebody that has this particular military record, 27 years in service, to go and orchestrate regime change, do you think that those Malian, whatever they call themselves, and the Abbas Dembele and all of them, and one that bears Ouattara, you see that one that bears Ouattara, they're supposed to really, really sabotage that one. I don't know, because when you bear some type of name, you need to be properly sabotaged. So, they wouldn't have been able to do that job just like that. They had backing, and who knows what their plan could have been. Maybe to kill the president. Who knows? Maybe to shoot at him going out or something. But they were countered. Let me tell you what just happened there. That is Malian intelligence plus Russian intelligence versus French intelligence. The difference is clear. You can't compare the Russian military capability to the French military capability. You can't compare their intelligence capability. You can't compare their combat capability. It's not possible. It's not done. France and Britain and all those people, they've always relied on our race to look special. Go and look at the last World Cup that France played, where they made it into the final. The whole starting 11 were blacks. No French representative. These people are not skilled. They are naturally not like that. But when they take advantage of our population, when they take advantage of our own people, remember Captain Ibrahim Traore said it, they will use your own. What they were expecting from this animal now is to give them, mission successful. Then Emmanuel Macron will come out from the media the next day and start shaking his head, his bald head. That's not possible. France is finished. That is what I have to say now. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll continue to bring you more information as at when due. We'll continue to give you our untainted truth. That is what we do here. We are not being paid by any mainstream, Western mainstream media. We are not being paid by any rich person. Our voice will not be, contorted. Our voice will never be twisted, because my purpose is to serve the people, and to serve the people the right way. Remember, I made a promise that my journey is to the AES very, very soon. I don't know how soon. I don't know if I would go to Mali directly, or I will go to Burkina Faso. I don't know if I will go to Niger, but my destiny, lies in, one of those 3 states. I can't just be tied to the medical profession alone. I can still practice my craft there, but I feel like I want to build an institutional capacity of researchers, forensic researchers that goes to the line of contact, pick up evidences, connect dots, bring out facts. This is what I want to do, And if there's opportunity to fight for the sovereignty of those people, as long as the fight is honest, I don't mind. So guys, give me your opinion in the comment section below. It's your boy 7200 signing out, enough said. But before I go, remember, this is our fight. So we collectively have to unite. No matter what our differences are at this point, we need to unite. If it has not gotten to you, it is because they have not broken what they see as the bigger obstacle. Once they break down the bigger obstacle, they will come for you. Should in case you are still thinking that no, they have not reached us. It's 2 things. You see that they are still breaking, they still want to break down the people that are defending you, indirectly. If your country is downstream and terrorism has not reached you, it is because they are still looking to break down the likes of Mali. Once the break, pray that it doesn't happen, because if it happens, you will be next. And, your defense would not even stand at all. Now, we have to work together to promote ourselves. We have to work together to make sure that the forces of darkness don't prevail. The fight of the Sahel is a fight for all of Africa. It's coming from Libya, downstream. The Sahel is like the ozone layer, stopping the ultraviolet ray of the sun from reaching the earth. So now we need to protect the integrity of that ozone layer, which is the Sahel state. Either you like it or not, this is our fight. France will not write our story. Their useless mainstream media will not. It is time for us to write our own story. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy 7200 signing out. No say but before I go. Much salute, much respect. I see you when we have another information, because finally we've moved from this information. We are not coming back to it. We've seen, we came, we saw this devilish and satanic plots, we conquered it. Now on to the next one. I'll see you on the next video.